Welcome back to Valencia. We have ourselves a hole in our midfield to potentially replace today. At the end of yesterday's episode, a release clause was met of 120 million euro for Jauregui Gazar, who we obviously previously bought from Bilbao. Performed well. Not sensationally, but we knew that he'd grow. And I think there's still potential for him to grow yet further still, but he won't necessarily be doing it with us. He still needs to agree contract terms with Atleti, but we anticipate that he will be agreeing contract terms with Atleti. And as such, I've got some names on the shortlist to potentially bring in to replace him, all or most around the same level, although there is a standout man in there. And we should be able to afford the services of a certain Sandro Tonali, because his contract is running out at Newcastle as well. Yes, please. So, if and when Jauregui Gazar moves on, I think we have our replacement ready and waiting in the wings. We've Getafe to start today. Then we've a game... I can't remember actually off the top of my head who it's against. It might be Sevilla, actually, as the second option today. Before then, of course, we get to transfer deadline day, where we'll be ending this summer transfer window, which has been very busy again in this kind of second save that's a bit more for fun than the main, more realistic one. We're very much enjoying this one so far. Montiano yet to get up and running this season, but I'm sure it won't take long. And thus far, Rafael Leao has been the man to step up in the gap. A 1-0 win against Real Madrid in the UEFA Super Cup. A 1-0 win against Villarreal in La Liga. And we hope for more goals here against Getafe to keep us going. But 3 points is 3 points, and that's all that matters at this moment in time, isn't it? Do drop the video a like if you're enjoying the content as well, of course. I will have live streamed Football Manager all day this afternoon, so do check that live VOD if you want to see 6 hours-ish worth of Football Manager from the new beta that came out yesterday. We'll be streaming a lot of Football Manager over the next couple of weeks as we progress towards full launch. But for now, we're going to concentrate on what may well be Jauregui Gazar's final game for the club. Of course, there was a Crystal Palace video earlier today as well, so do check that if you missed it. But for now, time to tackle Getafe. David Soria in goal for Getafe here. Iglesias, Kouliarakis, Abkar and Diego Rico is their back four. Then a very smiley midfield with Mia Arambari and Weston McKennie. Of course, we have him at Crystal Palace. Alexis Vega, Mark Guiu and Cristian Zucchi, who of course we have at Crystal Palace, who leads the line for them here. They've got some options on the bench that are all about the same rating, apart from obviously the goalkeeper, Gavin Kelleher, who is the same as David Soria, but Soria is the go-to for them. So he will remain the go-to for them. And we'll see what we can do against this side that could have swayed the title fight last year. Obviously, they played Real Madrid in the final game of last season. And had we lost our final game, it would have gone down to the result between Getafe and Real Madrid as to who won the league last year. But we were able to get our victory against, I think it was Osasuna in the final game. And we won the league title. But Getafe starting on the front foot here and very nearly scoring a good goal. Weston McKennie flying into the header. Getafe were challenging for a European spot in La Liga last year. I don't know whether they got one eventually, based on other teams winning other competitions in Europe. Go on, Luis. But they're a decent team. They could have taken a really good 1-0 lead there. They haven't. We could have done the same, but Montiano just hasn't had the opportunity yet where you'd say he definitely should score. His understudy, Ademola Lookman, however, definitely has, based on the last episode. A minute. It's just not falling for the man up top. There's Alexis Vega. Guiu. Not bad. Not bad at all. De Gea at full stretch to get to that one. Had a couple of good chances. Oh, chill, Rafael. Bloody hell, that's not what I wanted at all. I've had a couple of good chances. Getafe. Yes, not clear cut and kind of hoping for the best or a mistake from the keeper, but from range they've been flying towards the top corner, and obviously the header as well. Is Uche now. That was flying near the top corner, but luckily for me, not into the top corner. We know how good Uche can be. We need to keep him quiet today. It's kind of been all Getafe, really, in the opening 20 minutes here. Little 1-2. Looking for Gibbs White. Oh, I tried the reverse ball back to Rafael Leao. Had made a great run, but I couldn't quite squeeze it around the corner. His interlinking play has been very good, Morgan Gibbs-White. He's not fired straight to the forefront yet this season. He's kind of that player that gets the assist of the assist type impact thus far, but involved in the majority of everything that we do. Look for Hauri Gazar first. He'll look for Montiano here, who spun brilliantly to get in behind the defender, but can he hold Kouliarakis off? The answer is no. We saw in Season 1 in the Palace save that Uche smashed it for us, and then in Season 2, his impact fell off. We saw in this save in Season 1, Javier Prado was brilliant for us, and then in Season 2, he fell off. In Season 2, Montiano was unbelievable for us, but in Season 3, he's not gotten going yet, and feels like he might have fallen off. We're struggling to get multiple consistent seasons out of our main man through the middle at the minute. Why that might be, I'm not sure. We'll obviously give Montiano more than just 2 or 3 games in the league to try and get himself up and firing this season. But I would like him to do so sooner rather than later. Otherwise, Ademola Lookman will get an Ademola look in. Uche, Mark Guiu. And the corner nicely. Vega still. We're relying on David De Gea here. That's the 4th effort that Getafe have had in this game. And we have only had the single one thus far. Gibbs-White looking for Leao. He's been the go-to to find a way through in the past couple of games. Montiano beats his man this time, but can't find the finish, but it's better. Gambiasso. Gazar to Sucic, who's off the bench here now. Gibbs-White. Well, Lookman came off the bench in the last game and had an opportunity like that he didn't take. No mistake this time. He's been on the field a matter of seconds, as was the case actually in the last game in the last episode, but he missed the chance. There was no stopping that one into the top corner, and Ademola Lookman got his look in, and he's bagged the goal this time. Substitution in like the 63rd minute, and by the 66th he's got the goal as well. I don't know why Montiano hasn't had a chance of that sort of nature. It was similar in the game yesterday as well. Really strange how against Villarreal and Getafe, as soon as Lookman's on the field, he's had a really obvious open opportunity that we haven't been able to manufacture for Montiano at all. But talk about substitutions making the impact. Within 10 minutes of Fati and Montiano going off, Yilmaz and Lookman have given us a 2-0 lead. Nice work from McKennie. There's Guiu and Uche. Guiu again. That's moving. That's going in. What a goal from Mark Guiu. Getafe fire back. This game has come to life in the past 15 in-game minutes. That's the best of the bunch. I need to see a replay of that. Mark Guiu plays the 1-2 with Uche. We back off him a little bit. Quite frankly, I didn't think he was capable of that. Did it take a deflection? I think it didn't. I think it's just flown into the back of the net from there. Oh, it's just caught De Gea out. It's looped over the top of him. Guiu brings the side from the capital back into the game at 2-1. Our backline has been breached. Just as impressive as we've been going forward since the substitutions. Someone that's been on the pitch from the very off for them. Woo! Brings them back in it in quite some fashion. Alright, this one's not over yet. Tobias. Sucic. Hauri Gazar around the corner to Gibbs-White. He's coming for me. I'll turn one within the other. I wanted a back heel, didn't get it. Hauri Gazar. It's meant for Gibbs-White. Sucic with a 1-2. Out here is Yilmaz. And I was going to try and get it back to Sucic again. Nice little move that didn't, unfortunately, have the end products we were looking for. Will Getafe have that for themselves here as they look for an equaliser, looking for Guiu, who's gotten to it, but it's poor in the end, and there's a bit of space here for, well, it's meant for you. There we go, Gibbs-White, you can have it. There's going to be a bit of space for Lookman too in a minute. Ready? Actually, he didn't quite get away as I hoped he would do. Hauri Gazar, Morgan Gibbs-White, he's gotten away, but he can't find the pass. Not too long added on, please, ref. 2 minutes added, they've gone backwards. That should be game, hopefully. It's been nowhere near as straightforward at the beginning of this second season as it was last year. Player-based difficulty certainly having an impact, but the minute we are getting... Oh, we were in for a third there. The minute we are getting the results, nonetheless, albeit it's been very close. 2-1 we win against Getafe there, but Mike Guiu strike the best of the bunch. We hope for a more straightforward time against Sevilla, but they've been one of the bogey sides of the save so far. Still waiting to see if Harry Gazart is going to agree contract terms with Atleti or not. We should find out between now and the game against Sevilla, who actually have started the season very well. They're up in third, and there's your answer. Harry Gazart is off. Moving from Valencia to the capital, to Atleti. And we will be looking to bring an Italian to Spain. Dear Sandro Tonali, you fancy it? All right, well, we are going to reject this bid for Valentin Gomez from Racing Club in Argentina. And before we go and sign Sandro Tonali, I want to have a look at these scout reports. We're looking for a centre-back and a CDM from France and a cam and a striker, or cam or striker, in Spain. Obviously, we don't have the benefit of the live editor here, so we don't get the exact numbers like we do on PC. I'm going to say no to you. Is this guy older than you? He's 16, 52 to 70 rated, but it doesn't look like he's going to be anything other than the mid-50s, does he, at the minute? 16, 6'4". I think he might be on the lower end, but we'll sign him and have a look. He's 58 rated, as you could see there as I looked actually into his profile. Only really maybe Gregorio Rodriguez has any sort of talent, and he's 55 at the minute and 15. So no real luck from our first foray into the youth system, unfortunately. But we've got 8 more months to go, so fingers crossed we will find something and someone to come in and add something to the squad. Have a look at Mr. Coombs. 6'4", so could do a job as a centre-back. And he definitely doesn't look like he's got many stats that are going to help him. A power shot, really? Doesn't look like he's got many stats that are going to help him in any area other than centre-back. So maybe we change him to a centre-back first and then see what we can do with him after that. 29 weeks, really? 4 weeks to a full-back, but 29 weeks to a centre-back. Regardless, I think he'd be better suited to centre-back, so let's change him to that. And while she's still with me, let's go and get Sandro Tonali, shall we? Sandro, where are you, sir? Down the bottom here. 86 million euro, but apparently they'd be willing to accept 70 odd because his contract's running out. We'll try it. Can I have him? 71 and a 10% sell-on clause. Sold. That was easy enough, wasn't it, Mr. Howe? Thank you very much indeed. He's on 220,000 euro a week here, Sandro Tonali. In real life, literally today as I record this, he has just, or it's been announced that he has signed a brand new deal taking him till 2030. And this deal with us here will take him till 2032, I think. A release clause of 178. Let's make that 193. And we are agreeing. Right. I mean, I could afford it, rather evidently. It is a lot of money a week, though. But he is one of the best midfielders in the world at the moment in this save. We take 180 grand. Yes. Sandro Tonali joins from Newcastle, the now highest rated player at the side. A player to build your entire central squad around. Sandro Tonali is the likely final signing of the window. The final piece of the puzzle. And, well, what a piece of the puzzle he is. A piece we didn't expect to get. But when Atleti are going to give us 120 million for someone that, again, similarly with the Javi Guerra situation, Javi Guerra and Harry Gazart did not combined offer us 190 million euros worth of value to the midfield. Sudikov and Tonali very much can do. Rangel in goal for Sevilla here. Suazo, Marcao, Salas and Pedrosa. Grates and Gume with Alfon, Peque and Sedemekers, with Romero up top for them. They're still really bad teams, Sevilla. Like mid to late 70s is the general standard of the quality of their side. It's not very good. Again, we've rotated the squad a little bit for this one. So Frances gets the start. Sudakov's pushed a little bit forward. So Sucic gets the nod in the other central midfield position. Obviously, Sandro Tonali today is making his debut for the side. We hope that he can do a very, very, very good job. Sucic was going to try and whip that, but didn't get the opportunity. Still giving Fati and Munteanu the chance to get their season up and running before we definitively make the permanent swap to put Yilmaz on the right and Munteanu out for Ademola Lookman at striker. If Munteanu hasn't started really gunning for it by the time we get to January, then I will be open to selling Munteanu and looking for a higher rated striker to come in and start. Lookman we signed as a squad man regardless of whether Munteanu is here or not, so I don't mind not prioritising Lookman with or without a Munteanu in the side. Leao with a delivery, it's not bad, but it's comfortable for the keeper. 12 minutes in, it's 0-0 here away from home at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. Isaac Romero, nice tackle by Cambiasso. Out to Ansu Fati, we go short inside to Sucic, and then there's Sudakov. Trying to quickly get it to Munteanu, it's not worked. Tonali's not rapid in midfield, but neither Jauregui Azar nor Javi Guerra had much pace about them either in midfield, so it's not like we're going to miss that pace or lack thereof in a central area. And the players that we brought in elsewhere in central midfield, like Sucic and Sudakov, do have more speed to their game, so we have definitely upped the agility and dynamism in our central areas with this transfer window, and hopefully they'll be better on the ball as well. It's not even a hopefully, they just are better on the ball. It's just I really want to get Fati and Munteanu firing, because obviously they were very good for us last year and particularly instrumental in what was a fantastic record-breaking season for the club. At the minute, can't seem to replicate that right now. Sudakov looking for Fati around the corner, but it's not a great ball. And we go again half an hour in, still 0-0. Poor from Salamakers. Sudakov. It's opened up for Leao. He was quiet in the first game today. Oh, I should have just drilled it. Trying to finesse it. Pick my spot, and I've just not done that well enough there. Oh, that's really nicely done by their guy. And then eventually he gives the ball away anyway. Tino Livramento can't find his man down the line, and Isaac Romero can't find any space down the line either. Bayomo looking for Fati, finding Fati. Fati looking for Munteanu, looking for space. Marcao in front of him, who is beatable in a 1v1. But he's got support. Oh, come on, Luis. I really want you to be successful for a second season. At the minute, he is floundering. Tonali, Sucic. I need a bright start to this second half, really. Give ourselves the impetus to push on and maybe grab a couple and seal a victory here. We've been, other than that Mark Guiu wonder goal, pretty impregnable at the back so far this season, including the game against Real Madrid. So we're relatively confident that if we get a goal, we will keep that lead. There's the lead. Sudakov with his first goal for the club. Georgie's off the mark. Isaac Romero. Back to Agume. And Isaac Romero again. Salamakers down the wing. It's a whip, but it's deep. And Tonali's brought that down under control very well indeed. Well, we're having to resort to counter-attacking again here against Sevilla. We have really found it quite difficult to break teams down this season. Cross it to Sucic. Sucic looking for Fati. Fati's in. Now that is a top quality goal. We lead by 2. And the advantage is doubled. And the points, you'd like to think, are assured. Suazo. Sold Fati. Isaac Romero. Nice ball over the top. Peque with a header. Wouldn't be the first time today that David De Gea has seen the ball loop over the top of him. We got there eventually. just as we have with the overall result here in this one today. Montiano into Rafael Leao, who's now in behind. We've just made really good signings, I think. Oh, Luis, I'm so desperate for him to grab a goal. And he has now! Montiano and Fati both off the mark against Sevilla. In off the woodwork. Tres! Yes! Get in. I really, really, really want to not have another striker for the third time on FC26 already. Have a great season and then follow it with a dud one. Uche. Quado. I don't want to add Montiano to that as well. Salamakers. Oh, back inside. What a block by Frances. Sevilla nearly with what would have only been a console goal. A consolation goal anyway. Keeper might have gotten there, but equally might not have. Needed the interception from the man that isn't normally in the starting lineup. Saw minimal football last year, Frances, but certainly performed when we called upon him. And he's done so again there as well. Important block to keep it at 3-0. Luis Montiano, Sudakov's in. Oh, the extra pace is making all the difference now to our midfield. It's 4-0, it's game over, most certainly. Although in the 91st minute at 3-0, it probably was game over already as well. A brace for Georgi Sudakov today. He at Cam has stepped up. Morgan Gibbs-White has been fun to play with, but Sudakov has had more of an end product here, certainly, that's for sure. Maybe Sudakov and Sucic is the way forward for the midfield rather than Morgan Gibbs-White and Sudakov, but we'll give it more than just one game's example. I can't say no to that, though, can you? Real Madrid win by 2-0 against Betis as well, so we're a 100% winning run thus far. Leaves us in second, right behind Real Madrid, who are at present the only other side to have won every single game in the first 3 match days, although Deportivo Alavés, who've only just come up from the league below, might well be doing the same themselves, which will be a real turn-up for the books. We've got transfer deadline day to work our way towards now. And another bid for Nieto, which we're continually turning down at this particular moment in time. No intentions to move any of the youngsters on this season. You're confused, are you? Spent all week training, preparing yourself. Keep working for your chance, Adamola. Calm your tits, mate. There's going to be plenty of football for you this year. I know we don't have 2 domestic cup competitions in Spain as we do in England, but certainly the Copa del Rey you will play a lot of football in. And when the Champions League arrives, which it will do very soon, you'll have plenty of football there too. Monaco and Juventus and Rangers away, love that. Going to get the chance to play at Ibrox. Dinamo Kiev at home against Leipzig, then at home against Salzburg. Oof. And then PSG and AC Milan. Wow. In the Champions League final 2 games of the final 2 games of the league phase. And we've got Atleti in the Super Cup as well, which is obviously with 4 teams involved in it in Spain, rather than just the normal sort of Community Shield side things, or normal sort of Community Shield thing that you see in England. So I'd be intrigued to see how we get on there. So there is still plenty of football for those fringe players to play, and we have been rotating quite well thus far this season already as well. But let's head away towards transfer deadline day. We're not planning on doing anything else ourselves, but I am very intrigued to see what else happens in the rest of the league, because at the minute it looks like a 2-horse race. But obviously that could well change. That could well change if other sides make good signings, like Diogo Costa moving to Atletico Madrid for €120 million. Dmitrievski's had a bid in for him here from Spurs, but we're saying no to that. Dmitrievski was a great squad goalkeeper for us last year. Jonathan Burkhardt was a player that was on our shortlist, potentially to be signed at striker from Frankfurt. He's gone to Wolves. And Rodriguez moves from Como to Bayern. I don't actually know who that Rodriguez is. I'm presuming that Diogo Costa's move to Atleti means that they don't have Jan Oblak anymore, because he was their go-to starter every time we played against Atleti last season. Crystal Palace have bid for David De Gea here. £870,000 plus Justin Devenny. No, lads. Sorry, that's not happening. Any other big deals going to go through? Have we seen everything massive happening all at once there with Costa, Burkhardt and Rodriguez? No, there's Ricardo Rios, who was mentioned as a potential midfield signing, but we went with Tonali instead. 50 million to Everton from Benfica. He's rated at about 82. Looked decent. Aguirre Zeballar has gotten himself a move from Bilbao. He's now gone to Leverkusen there for 68.5 million euro. We know how good he could be in Season 1, let alone by the time we've gotten to Season 3. Ola Aina might be on his way to La Liga with Celta. Malagon has moved from Juventus to Bournemouth, but still they're the biggest deals thus far this window, and it looks like, unless there's something right at the very last, they will be the biggest deals. There is something right at the very last. How is your... Wow. Okay. Well, Newcastle have spent that money from Sandro Tonali remarkably well. We gave them 80-odd million. They've gone and spent double that on João Neves from Paris Saint-Germain. That is quite the statement of intent from Newcastle that they mean business in the Premier League this season. That's the biggest transfer I've seen on FC26 so far, I'm pretty sure. 166 million euro. My Christ, is that a big deal. João Neves is unbelievable as well. I'm sure he's, by Season 3, he's got to be close to 90 rated. João Neves, 89. He and Vitinha previously for... what a player. He and Vitinha previously for PSG would have been unbelievable, but in the Premier League, he is going to absolutely smash it. What a transfer for Newcastle that is. So the biggest deal, unsurprisingly, is that Osimhen to Arsenal as well for 130 million earlier in the window. Hugo Ekitike to Dortmund for 100... That's 6, 7, 8 deals all over 100 million. Whoa! Monstrous window. That's comfortably the biggest transfer window I can even recall ever, let alone of FC26. Harry... Oh, Jesus, Atleti have spent massive amounts of money. Gyökeres has left Arsenal, though, to go to Dortmund. Arsenal replaced him. Yes, they have. They got Victor Osimhen. All right. Fair enough. Or they signed Osimhen and then sold Gyökeres, actually. Rafinha to City, something we saw in the Palace save as well. Cherki's gone to West Ham. Alvaro's left Real Madrid to go to Tottenham as Konate goes to Arsenal. Hansco to Newcastle, who have also spent big there too. Eder Militao to Atleti. Comes back to the capital, to the opposite side of the Madrid picture. Solis has gone to Chelsea now after we were showing some interest. Obviously, Javi Guerra we sold. Vlahovic to Juve. Back to Juve from Manchester United. Oh my God. Napoli selling Gutierrez and Jurrien Timber. Guirassy is an intriguing one from Dortmund to Real Madrid. I don't think that's a great deal for them. Marcus Leonardo to Juventus. Pedro Porro we were looking at right back. He's gone to Brighton, back to the Premier League. Luis Diaz to Forest. Rafael Leao's come to us, of course, so as well as Georgi Sudakov. Destiny Doggy has left Bilbao, which is great news, but they've obviously signed DeMarco instead, which is not amazing because he's just as good a replacement, really. Not as quick, but certainly just as solid defensively. Simeone to Forest. Lenormand's gone to Brentford. Lot of changes at Atleti. Quite a few changes at Real Madrid as well. And quite a lot of changes at Newcastle as well. Guivairo Reid has left Barcelona to go to Napoli. Reece James goes to Inter, which is what sparked our move for Tino Livramento to come in. Malik Fofana's gone to Crystal Palace. Samuel Ritchie to Ajax. Bino Gittins back to the Premier League to Bournemouth now. Lookman to us, of course. Jesus Rodriguez is a 79 rated winger from Como to Bayern. Intriguing one, that. Teo Hernandez joins Chelsea. Grimaldo to Betis. So we'll be playing against him this year, just as we play against him in the Palace save as well. What a window. What a window. I mean, we've done bits, but it seems like everyone else has done bits as well. That's an outrageous window. Nearly £1 billion spent on deadline day alone, which in La Liga is unheard of. So many 100 million euro plus deals. And 166 for João Neves. My lord. Well, the Champions League is set for us, as is the league campaign and the Super Copa too. We wait and see for the Copa del Rey, but we only really have one main focus this year, and that's that blue European trophy. One Conference League final lost, one Europa League final won. Can I make it to the final, at least, of the Champions League? I feel like we've got the 11 and or squad to do so this year. All we need to do now is do it. That's all for today. That's all for this week here on the channel. Thank you very much for watching. I am live all day tomorrow as well on stream, so come and join me here on YouTube, there on Twitch or Kick. Links in the description down below. But in terms of YouTube video content, I will see you on Monday. And if I don't see you on stream, have a great weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday.